This is lesson number one of Your First Info Product, a training course designed to teach you step by step how to launch and sell your very first info product online. So, why info products and why should you be pursuing this as a business model? The first one is these products are easy to create. They are simple to create and a lot easier than you can imagine to put together, as we will reveal to you in this course. The second main thing about info products is that there's an extremely low overhead, meaning this is the type of business you can get started for very low investment. All you need is a domain name and web hosting, and you can actually start selling your information products. The creation of the products is actually free unless you choose to outsource it, because it just takes your time and your energy and your knowledge. There are absolutely no inventory headaches because info products are digital products. So you can sell unlimited copies of them, never have to worry about having to reorder inventory, never have to worry about profit margins, never have to worry about suppliers. The great thing is that there is no headaches involved. You can sell your products on autopilot 24/7. As we've all seen on those digital product sales pages, they say even if it's 3 a.m., you can still download the product. And that's so true about info products. They give you that ability. They can generate passive income for you, as they can be automated. You can set them up on autopilot so that you constantly have affiliates and people driving you traffic. You can also set them up because you're going to have an email list of new buyers, so you can actually email those people on autopilot. So the passive income potential is enormous. Info products are also a massive credibility builder for you. They establish your brand, they establish you as an authority. And so, if you are somebody in any topic in life, so any market, let's say you're a life coach and you create an info product about how to improve themselves, then you instantly become the expert in people's eyes as they go through it. It's similar to having a book. So, you can actually leverage an info product into more credibility and more sales for your personal business. Info products is an easy way for a solopreneur to work for themselves. That means an entrepreneurship that's working by themselves. You do not need a team of people in order to launch and sell info products, especially as you follow this system. The best part is that you can literally run this business anywhere there is an internet connection, and that's what's so important about info products. So, what types of info products are there out there? First one is ebooks. Ebooks, we've all seen them. Those are PDF files, generally between 25, maybe 75 pages worth of content. They provide really informative details on a topic. Some of the best selling products on the leading digital product platforms are strictly ebooks. Video courses like what you're watching right now, that's a very good example of a high quality info product. So, video courses are courses created by videos. You can use PowerPoint. You can actually film somebody teaching a class. You can film somebody demonstrating like yoga or exercises. Those types of things are what video courses would be. Audio courses. Some of you might be listening to the audio version of this training, and that is an example of an audio course. So you can actually create products that aren't videos, that are not ebooks, but it's you talking about your topic for 1, 2, maybe 3 hours. You just create a list of bullet points that you want to cover, and you start speaking and going to town. Interviews is another tremendous style of info product. So that's where you go out there and you find experts in your niche market, in your field, and you interview them. The best part about an interview style product is that you can go into any niche market online. That means the life coaching space, the health space, the whatever it is, the movie making space, and you can just find experts in that niche, and you can go out there and create products. So if you know nothing about a topic, like let's pretend it's baseball, for example, you know nothing about baseball as far as how to teach it, but you enjoy baseball, you can go out, start making phone calls to experts within the baseball niche, and next thing you know, you have an info product. So that's the great thing. Let's say you love your animals. You can go out and find pet experts. You can find dog training experts, people that know how to handle cats. You can go out and interview those people. So look up on Amazon people that have written books on certain topics. Next thing you know, you can be picking up the phone and you've got an interview style product. You can do live online training. So you can actually hold a live webinar and you can actually record that, and that becomes your info products. That's another great way to make info products. Now, some of the leading platforms online, I'm just going to reveal a couple to you here. But the first one that we're covering is ClickBank. ClickBank is the global retailer in internet. In internet marketing and digital products. They have 200 million customers worldwide. They are a massive massive internet retailer. ClickBank, what's most amazing about them is that they've been in business for 17 years. They've never missed a payment to their vendors, and they have a tremendous marketplace. So once you get into ClickBank's marketplace, you can have affiliates sending you traffic on autopilot, and they have created so many six-figure, seven-figure business owners from their platform. It's a truly powerful platform that you need to check out. JVZoo is another up and coming platform that's been around for several years now. They are very well established in the market. They're actually growing and making changes and expanding into so many different niche markets. And JVZoo is a great marketplace, especially for those of you that use PayPal and for those affiliates that love instant commissions. You need to check out JVZoo. They got a tremendous track record for selling info products. Those are the two platforms we're going to focus on for creating and selling digital products: ClickBank and JVZoo. Now here's step by step the process that I go through to create and sell info products, and there's 15 steps revealed here, and so I'm going to go over each one of these steps for you so you can follow along and understand what steps you should be doing next. The first step is to determine your target audience. That is step number one and very important. So what is your ideal customer for your product? And we're going to talk about that on one of the next video lessons. And so if you understand what your ideal customer is for your product, it's going to help you as you create that product. It's going to help you as you market that product. So for example, if you have a product teaching parents how to keep their children safe on the internet so that they don't get caught up with a predator or something like that, they don't get into a bad situation because the internet can be dangerous. I need to think to myself, what is my ideal customer for that? Well, that is parents, and specifically parents of teenagers. So that would be the market that I would pursue, is parents of teenagers. So those would be parents, maybe in their mid to upper 30s on up to mid 50s, in that range. And so those would be kind of the target demographic I'm going for. Creating your product outline, and this is where we're going to show you step by step. I'm going to go over in detail my product creation outline system. And these outlines, what's so fantastic about these info product outlines is this is the framework, this is the beginning stage of your info product. And you can create your outlines for your OTO products as well once you get this. And we'll talk about your OTO or your one-time offer in just a moment. You want to determine your upsell offer for your sales funnel. That's actually also known as your OTO or one-time offer. So OTO, upsell, one-time offer, same thing. But you must have a sales funnel when you launch. Again, it's not essential, but it is vital to your long-term success, because I've doubled, tripled, quadrupled my revenues over the years when I include a sales funnel. So make sure you have an upsell of some sort that complements what they just purchased from you. And so as you're doing your outline, you could outline both products. In video lesson number 4, step number 4, we actually go over in detail how to create your info product. So that is step number 4, how to create your info product. We'll discuss several different ways to record your video, write your ebook, record your audios, and give you some great tips for doing those methods. Step number 5 is to determine your bonuses. Determine your bonuses. You can use PLR or review your content assets that you have on your hard drive. Maybe it's content that you've created, like articles and those types of material that could be converted. Maybe it's interviews you've done that you could include with your product. But come up with good bonuses. Bonuses can actually drive your sales. They can actually help you with your upsells. And we'll talk about that in detail as we go along. Write your sales copy, your sales video script. In step number 6, we go over step by step how to start writing your sales copy, how to write effective messages that sell, and then how to convert that into a sales video. And you also, in this step, will write your sales copy for your one-time offer and your additional upsells if you go that direction. Step number 7, we're going to go over how to use some simple online tools to create really cool looking product graphics so that you can be a top selling machine, and you don't even have to worry about outsourcing if you do not want to. We do reveal a great place to outsource your graphics, but if you don't want to even pay for any outsourcing costs, there's some really cool free online tools that you can leverage and some paid tools to make amazing graphics. And so we'll talk about using Fiverr, Canva, Placeit.net, and Pixel Studio FX. Step number 8, this is where you're going to upload the product files to Amazon. So those could be the images you made, your info product, the sales page as well once you're at that point. But once you know how to upload your files to Amazon S3 or to your own server, you are now in business. And so that would be like your PDFs, your MP4, your MP3, your product. That's where you're going to learn to upload those. Creating your download page, that is covered in detail in step number 9. You will learn how to step by step set up a download page. We show you a screenshot of a download page there. And also we'll go over how to include relevant offers on your download page to maximize your revenue. Step number 10, you're going to create your download pages for your upsell offers. So that's a really important step, and you can actually just repeat the step from number 9 there to do that and also learn how to monetize them. Step number 11 is actually creating a JV page. So your JV page is extremely vital to your success online because that's how you're going to recruit affiliates and sell them on the possibility of promoting your product. Sell your affiliates on why they need to promote your course so you can continue selling on and on your info product over and over again. Step number 12, you will learn how to move the front end sales copy that you created in the previous lesson, in one of the previous lessons. You'll learn how to take that sales copy, move it to Optimize Press, lead pages, ClickFunnels, how to move it to an HTML website builder called Composer. So you'll learn how to convert your sales copy and move it into a page builder. And then we're going to do the same thing in step number 13, but for your upsells as well. So you're going to learn how to use those, what page builders to use. I'll talk about the pros and cons of each. And then later on, we actually have a technical training that you will be able to follow through and go through these steps. Set up your product in ClickBank, JVZoo, or your own shopping cart with PayPal. So this is one of the next steps to get your product ready for launch is to set up, once your sales pages are uploaded and ready to go, once your info product and download page is created, once your bonuses are on your page, once everything is done, we can now set up the product in ClickBank and JVZoo, and we can start to recruit affiliates, which we'll cover in step number 15, and that is how you recruit affiliates. We'll talk about building relationships and post your JV page online so you can immediately start recruiting affiliates for your info product and start getting traffic. And at this point, your first info product is going to be live. So it's really going to be a lot of fun as we go through these lessons. Welcome back. This is lesson number 2 of your first info product. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the important topic of finding your target audience. We are going to help you identify your ideal customer for your info product, and it's very important that this is the first step in the process because it's going to help you create a better product. Your info product will be better because of it. It's going to help you better serve your audience, and so it's really important for your marketing of the product. It's really important for the creation of the product that you know who you are creating it for, that you know specifically who's going to be the buyer of your product. It will also increase your conversions when you're selling the product, which means you can sell a lot more when you do your sales copy. Also, it will help you better connect with your market, which is essential for your long-term success. As people go through your program, if you're targeting the right people, the results that they get is also going to be dramatically increased. So you need to ask yourself first, where does your market hang out? Are they going to be in online forums? What forums are those? Or if you are going after people in the internet marketing crowd, of course you would go after the Warrior Forum. If you happen to be going after people in the bodybuilding space, think of those forums like bodybuilding.com. Where are those places that they are hanging out? The weight loss forums, totally different. Parenting forums, a lot of parenting magazines have forums, and the online forums. So think about where your customers, where they are hanging out. Believe it or not, online forums are still very relevant and very new, and a lot of people still use them. Another up and coming tool that people are using is Facebook groups and Facebook pages. And as you know that your audience is liking these pages, they're participating in these groups, and so you need to go to where your audience is hanging out and identify what questions do they have. If you're going in the forums or the Facebook groups and you see questions that keep coming up repeatedly, then you know what kind of topics your audience is really looking for assistance on. And so it's going to help you better identify who your target customer is. Facebook is really good because you can do some simple browsing in groups and identify people based on, the gender of the people in the group, maybe their age by looking at the pictures, and just get like a sample size of looking maybe 100, 200 people, really identify who your market is, why they're on that page, what they're doing there as well. Look at the popular YouTube channels and see what kind of material they are covering. Every niche market, whether it's parenting, whether it's the sports niche market, whether it's dog training, pet training, the internet marketing niche market, whatever market you are targeting, there's a popular YouTube channel out there that you can identify, and you can see what kind of material they're covering, what makes them popular, why would people want to hang out there. Once you identify that, it's going to help you create a better product. Think also of stores do they shop at? Do they shop at, the younger stores because they're a younger audience you're trying to reach? What stores are they shopping at? Are they shopping at like Tuesday morning because it's the adults? Those types of topics are going to help you better identify what kinds of things they are doing, who your target market is. Also, looking at what books do they read? What books are they reading? So if you're going after people in the self-help space, you're going to look at people that are reading Robert Kiyosaki, maybe Tim Ferriss, maybe Tony Robbins. Those types of people are going to be the ones you're going to pursue. What TV shows do they watch? What kind of business related shows? If you start to think about that, then let's say you're watching TV and it's a particular show, like it's a sports TV show, and you can start to identify what commercials keep coming up. Once you see those commercials come up, you're going to see that they're targeting a very specific demographic. If you're watching the reality shows related to pets on the Animal Channel, you're going to notice a different type of advertisement that's going to show up there. Maybe you're watching conservative news TV, and you can actually watch the kind of commercials that show up there. A lot of them might be more business related, business oriented. Think of the celebrities they follow. You can kind of identify, who your target market, what their interests are. Really important is to look at the magazines they read, because it's in these magazines you can identify hot button points. You can actually research past covers from these magazines. So if you're in the fitness space, you can find, like women's health, and you could go into Google and do a search for women's health magazine covers and find the last 10 magazine covers related to, women's health, and actually see what main points they were highlighting in that particular issue of the magazine. So there's just so many possibilities here that you can do. Understanding your market, again, it's knowing exactly your exact target market, and you cannot successfully market and grow your business if you don't understand who your ideal customer is. If you don't know exactly who you're talking to, how can you expect to reach them? And so that's why this is lesson number 1. It's really important. It's going to help you as you decide what traffic source you're going to use, how it's going to help you get better conversions on your sales page. And so to do this, we create what's called a customer avatar. So the customer avatar, and I'm going to take you through some of those lessons here of what a customer avatar is. And in a nutshell, the customer avatar is the ideal customer you're going for. Now, a lot of these questions are pretty elaborate, but the point of this little lesson here is to help you start to get your mind working, so you really start to target and hone in and have a picture in your mind of who you're trying to reach with your info product, so then you can better sell to them on your sales page. So your customer avatar, you want to think about their demographics, think about different things about them, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. Remember, you are creating the customer that you want to do business with the most, because if you're reaching the people you want to do business with the most, your business is going to be better because of it. You're going to be happier as well. Think of how old is your ideal customer. So for example, if I'm in the parenting niche market and I have a product that teaches teenagers how to be safe on the internet, right? There's a lot of, things that are scary for teenagers on Facebook and social media accounts. So if I have a product that's targeting teenagers and teaching them how to be safe in a crazy world now, then my ideal customer is parents that are old enough to have teenage kids. I'm not going to necessarily reach out to parents in their mid 20s because they aren't going to generally have teenage kids. But I'm going to reach for those parents that maybe are in their mid to upper 30s, all the way up to maybe mid 50s, and those are going to be, my ideal customer is going to be in that range. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea there. And again, it's not saying that you need to identify and say, okay, all my customers are going to be 45 years old. That's absolutely not what I'm saying here. What I'm getting at is you need to identify a range. So as you're writing your product, as you're creating your video courses, as you're writing your sales copy, you have a picture of who that customer is that's reading it, your ideal customer, and that's going to help you reach the broad range of your customers. Are they generally male or female that's going to, be purchasing this? Are they generally a married couple? Like again, for the example of the Keeping Kids Safe market online for teenagers, generally I'm going to be reaching the female market. They tend to be researching that. They're generally going to be upper 30s up to 40, so probably about 45, let's say. What is their marital status? Most likely they are married, and so that's going to give you an idea. And for this example, we're going to keep saying he because that's just what we're pretending. We're using the male audience. Does he have children? In this case, of course, because it's the parenting market. How does he describe himself? So you can think of, how would this person describe themselves and think of themselves? Where does he live? Does he own or rent a house? Knowing these things is important because if you're identifying your market, it's going to help you with your price point as well. And again, some of these questions, just to point out, just so you understand, some of these questions are pretty in depth. And so if this doesn't apply to your market, you can just skip it. This lesson is not intended to hold you up. What it's intended to do is get you really thinking outside of the box more than you've probably ever thought about your target market because it's so vital to your success. If you know who you're trying to reach, you're going to sell better, like we just talked about. What kind of occupation do they have? How long have they been with their current company? How much money do they earn a year? That's a really important point to know because then that's going to dictate what kind of coaching programs you offer them as upsells, what kind of offers you package together. Think of things like what's their annual income, what's their highest level of education. Generally, the parenting market of people that are going to, be reaching the audience I want, they're going to have some college under their belt. They're generally, going through, maybe a business or some sort of school degree. They've got some success there. We can go. Consider more personal details to really help you get a better understanding. And think of these questions, these next questions, which are going to help you engage with your customers better. And it's going to be extremely useful when planning your marketing strategies and creating that content. So imagine what a typical day in their life is like, because once you imagine their typical day, it's going to help you better write your sales message. And we'll talk about writing your sales message later in these video lessons. So, how would they spend their free time? What are their hobbies and interests? Once you identify that, it's going to help you actually understand what group on Facebook to target potentially with ads, what group to target, what kind of magazines to target with your ads as well. What are their likes and dislikes? What books and magazines do they read? So being in the parenting market, it as that, is the example niche we're using. What books would he or she read, the mom or dad read of those kids? And then how can we identify, by looking at those magazines and seeing what kind of advertisements are running? What kind of music does he listen to? That's really important for you to figure out. What is he watching on TV? Is another thing to identify. So these are just some additional questions you can use to decide your target market. Are they active on social media? Which social media networks are they using? Are they using Snapchat? Are they using Facebook? Generally for the parents niche market, they're not going to be hanging out on Snapchat, but they might be hanging out on LinkedIn. They're most likely going to be using Facebook because that's kind of their market. Some might be using Twitter. So it's important to know because you can identify what traffic source you want to go after. How are they getting their news? What news stations do they watch on TV? What news websites do they frequent? What blogs are they reading? This is really important for identifying because if you're in like the parenting niche, there's certain blogs that a parent's going to be reading, going to be following. And again, once you identify these blogs, those might become potential affiliates for you. Those might be potential opportunities for you to actually create and publish content for those blogs as a guest writer, or for you to get an idea of what kind of topics they are getting from this blog source that makes them so important to them. Where do they go for their information? Keep that in mind. Think of what search terms they would be using. So that's where you can start to use the Google Keyword Planner. You can start to use, Google tools as well to identify keywords they're going for. And then think of, just these additional points here. Like if I'm going after parents, what are their biggest fears? And you can identify those fears because that's going to help you sell that product. And as mean as this may sound, one of the best ways to sell to people is to get them to be afraid and to help them realize that there is a fear going on. So as a parent, they're very afraid in this online world, for example, that their kids are not safe online. And so you want to really play into that fear and that reality of saying, hey, if you do not go through this training, this can happen to you or your kids. And so this is to help safeguard them and prevent them. And so if you don't want this to happen in your life, or you want to increase the chances that it does not happen, then this is the perfect product to help you do just that. So you can really help identify those fears. It's really important. Think of other topics like, are they health conscious? Do they spend more time at home or work? Tech savvy, what kind of sports do they like? That's going to apply for certain markets. Again, some of these questions may not apply to your market, but hopefully it gives you some ideas to think about. And just really be open about digging deeper to define your ideal customer's hopes and dreams. What makes them tick? What makes them get up in the morning? What makes them excited? And if you know those things, then you can target them better in your sales copy. It's going to enhance your customer profile, allow you to connect with them, most importantly on an emotional level. As soon as you start to connect with your audience on an emotional level, your sales copy is going to be increased. Your info products are going to have better impact on them. It's going to help them a lot better. So those are two very important reasons you need to do this. So the more details you can add into your research and identifying who they are, the better you're going to be. And think of those goals like, what are their business goals if you're going after them for business? What are their personal beliefs? Faith, what's their faith background? That's really vital as well in understanding, because there's certain ways you can create your sales copy depending on the faith that they subscribe to. What do they want to do more than anything? What are their biggest obstacles and challenges? Think of, we talked about the fears. What do they worry about? What keeps them up at night? Just like with the fears. If you really connect on that emotional level, again, you're going to help increase your conversions and your whole things. What are the three biggest problems in their life? How is his daily life affected by his problems? What would be the perfect solution to these problems? And just think of things like, how can your product or service help solve these problems? If you identify those big problems that they have, then you can easily present to them the perfect solution. It's going to help you in the next lesson, which is about outlining your info product. Because if you know the three biggest problems they're facing, you're going to have an effective product outline, which means you're going to start creating a very effective product. Then when it comes time to the sales copy, your product's going to already solve the three biggest problems that they have. What would be, those other scenarios to think about is, what is the greatest hesitation from them buying your product, and how is it going to make their life better? So once you identify who your ideal customer is, think through this topic: is how can my training make their life better? How can I make them a better person and a happier customer because of this? And use it to connect with your audience. Put yourself in their shoes every time you create content, your copy, or marketing material. It's going to help you move forward. That's why this is the first lesson, because if we can identify your market, we start to identify where they're hanging out, what websites they're using, and we can better understand what makes them tick. Use the language in their words, natural, be authentic. How do they speak? How do they interact with people? And that can dramatically help you as well. If you can master the art of feeling and thinking exactly how your customer does, you're going to be able to create marketing campaigns that resonate with him or her and make you a better marketer and a better selling. So the plan of action here is, let's start identifying your target audience for your info product, because in the next lesson, we're going to start to create our product outline. And it's going to be a lot easier to create that outline once you've gone through this exercise of understanding who your ideal customer is, really thinking of that, thinking about where they're hanging out online, because it's going to make you a better marketer and a better seller. And most importantly, you're going to create a better product that serves your audience better. Welcome back. This is lesson number 15 of your first info product. And in this lesson, we're going to go over tips to recruit your JV partners. Now, at this point, you should have everything in place. You should have your info product created. You should have your upsells in place. You should have your bonuses on the page. You should have set your product up on ClickBank or JVZoo or whatever network you're setting it up on. You should have your JV page created, your sales copy done, the download page material done. Everything should be done at this point, and now it's time to start driving traffic. And the best way to get traffic is to recruit affiliate partners. So these are people that have an email list, people that are targeted to your audience. So these are people that have an email list of 5,000, 10,000 people, for example, and they have a list of followers of people that are interested in a certain topic related to your market, like make money online. They might be interested in whatever, topic, fitness, health, weight loss, the parenting niche market. They might have a list of moms on their list, and so you could send them your offer, your parenting product. They might have a list of puppy owners, so you could send them your puppy training offer. So the key here is that you are recruiting affiliate partners. Affiliates are the quickest way to get traffic, and it's the fastest way to do it without spending a lot of money out of pocket up front. So to do that, you can go out to product launch announcement websites. And if you're in the internet marketing niche, one of the most popular product launch announcement sites out there is muncheye.com. And another really good one that I love for niches outside of internet marketing is jvnotifypro.com, which also caters to internet marketing. But if you have a product launch coming up in any niche market, generally you can get it listed here. He lists most of them on his launch calendar. So it's the best and longest running JV site. All the members on this website are affiliate partners actively looking for products. You could also do a Google search for, product launch calendar, info product launch calendar, digital product launch calendar, and you could find some additional ideas. One of the things I like to do when I'm out there recruiting affiliates is I like to go out there and leverage the product launch announcement sites for potential affiliates that I can reach out to. So you can use the main product launch announcement sites to make a list of joint venture partners in your space, and then you can reach out to those people that are having product launches coming up, see who's doing a launch. You can connect with them via email, Facebook direct message, which is probably the best way to reach out to your affiliates, and then with Skype as well. If you are looking at getting a new affiliate that maybe you've never worked with before, but it's somebody that you really want to promote, then you could offer them a spot on your download page. You could actually offer them a way to put a banner ad on your download page. So it's kind of a win-win for them. So they're able to put an offer on your download page, and in exchange for that, they might do a mailing for you and make commissions. But on the top of that, they're getting access to your customers because they're building a list off that. You could also introduce potential affiliates to your connections that you find on these launch boards or that you want to connect with, and help them, introduce them to connections in your industry. It may help each other. Oftentimes that happened with me where people connected me with somebody else, and it got me excited, and I was able to continue that relationship with that person. It deepened my relationship to that affiliate because they introduced me to one of their marketing friends. You can also get their attention with a small gift. So if there are affiliates that you want to attract, you could send them a $5, $10 Starbucks gift card in the mail. It's amazing what a small little gesture like that can do. There's an affiliate that sends me brownies every single Christmas. And I'll tell you, whenever he has a product to promote, I'm right there. It draws my attention into him. It endears me to him, even though it's just brownies, but it works. It makes me like him and trust him and appreciate him because he took the time to take notice of me. So sending a small gift is a really cool way to get affiliates' attention. You could join the launch update email list as well, just to get an idea of what's going on, what launches are happening in your space. You can set up a Facebook group for your affiliates as well. So you could find those affiliates. You could do a search on Facebook as well for like weight loss affiliates. You could do a search for animal affiliates or pet training affiliates, just to find affiliate partners in your niche market that might have, there might be a Facebook group where they're hanging out, but you could also create your own Facebook group and include links to your JV page in there, include updates on your product launches, provide resources and advice for your affiliates. So things like articles or videos, those do really well to kind of help enhance people become a better affiliate marketer. You could leverage Facebook messaging. I'm a big fan of Facebook messaging. And so as you find the affiliates that are showing up, on the launch boards, you find those affiliates you want to connect with because they're showing up in the ClickBank marketplace. You can reach out to those. And most of the top influencers and affiliates in your niche markets, and especially in the one I'm in, are on Facebook. You can friend request them, interact with them, and send a message. The most important thing when talking to any affiliates is this is a very good principle to live by too, is see how you can help them first. So see what kind of value you can offer them first before you ask for something in return. And that's really key. It's the law of reciprocity. They're going to want to reciprocate if you do something for them first. Join the Facebook groups related to joint ventures. Find the JV launch groups. Again, I talked about looking for the ones related to your market as well. So you could even do weight loss JV, fitness JV, those types of things to find those markets. For internet marketing or groups related to your niche with influencers, search for those as well. The influencers are the people that are leading those groups as also. So if you are in that weight loss space and you find somebody that's got a big Facebook group that's very active, that person that leads that group or that started that Facebook group or Facebook page could be somebody that could be an affiliate for you. You can post about your launch in these groups if they allow it, just to draw additional exposure to your offer. Another big thing to do is subscribe to emails of the big players in your niche market and see what types of offers they are promoting. So look for those top vendors on ClickBank. Look for the top vendors that you know as your competition. See what types of offers they are promoting. Get to know their business, understand their business, use this insight to approach them intelligently, and see how you can work out a deal with them to get them to promote for you. And if you approach them intelligently, it's going to increase your chances. Whereas if you just went after them without knowing what types of offers they promote and your offer wasn't a fit, but now you can make your product a fit and position it better to them. Another really good tip to get on the radar of those big affiliates you want to impress and have promote for you is to become a customer of theirs. Buy their training program. That makes such a big difference. If you send an email and says, "Hey, I just went through your program. I really like it," then it's going to kind of build that relationship with them. Offering a video testimonial for their products also does really well. And I'm telling you, anybody watching this, hardly anybody does this, but if you went through somebody's training course, created a video testimonial about how great it was, that's going to draw their attention to you. You're now going to have their full attention, and there's a good chance they're curious about what you may have to promote as well because you did something amazing. Just simply recording a simple video on an iPhone, but make sure you've bought the product so you can make sure that you can say you're a customer of theirs, and so you can make sure that it's a quality product before you leave a review. Utilizing Skype is another really good thing. A lot of the affiliates, if they're not on Facebook Messenger, they are hanging out on Skype. It's a really good way to connect with the ones that you see showing up on leaderboards, connect with the ones that you see in ClickBank, and really anyone that may be promoting within your niche that you can't find, maybe you can find them on Skype. Using, like Google Plus, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, you can friend request or follow those affiliates that you've targeted, sending a private message as well. So utilize these additional sources, these additional social media channels, liking them, retweeting them, post to these social media sites about your launch. Do a press release about your product launch. That's a really important way to draw attention. You can write a press release about, who is it about? It's about you and your product launch. What is it? And you can talk about, what affiliates can make, who, what, when does the launch take place, where does it take place? ClickBank, JVZoo, how can they become an affiliate? And then, how is also very important, and why should they promote and be involved in it? So who, what, when, where, and why, and sometimes how. That is a really good start for a press release, and you can just write up a press release about your product launch and get it submitted and get it out there. And you can do a Google search for Submit Press Release Free to find a list of press release websites that you can submit to. You can also write an article or a free report on affiliate marketing strategies and then post that on the warriorforum.com or jvnotifypro.com. They have a section where you can actually submit content. And so if you want to stand out as an affiliate, write some specific strategies that'll help people become a more effective affiliate. You could also post a video on YouTube about your upcoming launch to draw further affiliates in. Include your JV page link inside the video and in the description box just so they can go check it out. give informative content and running an affiliate campaign, for example, just to help, give them some additional value so that your affiliates are learning from you. And if you're teaching your affiliates, they're going to be excited to get free training from you. But at the same time, as you teach them to be a better affiliate, you're teaching them to be a better affiliate for you, which is powerful. I also like to go out to ezinearticles.com. I look at the popular YouTube videos, popular industry websites, and ClickBank for finding those affiliates. And so if you're in the parenting market, go out to ezinearticles.com, click on the author resource box for that category. So I would navigate to the painting category or parenting category, and then I would click on the different articles that intrigued me, and then click on the bio box and go to their website and contact those people because they could be a potential affiliate. Look for people within your niche that may not normally be contacted. So a lot of times the product owners, they are contacted, but the authors on eZine articles may not be that much. The YouTube channel host may not be contacted that much. And so go out there and find those people, like people with a strong YouTube presence or forum presence. Those are great ways to reach additional people out there. And if you're on eZine articles, look at that resource box to get in touch with them. There's also some paid recruitment options. Some of the leading joint venture leaderboards and calendars, they will do a solo ad to their JV list, and so you could pay for that. JV Notify Pro does have a paid option where you can pay for a solo ad blast. You could do banner ads on top of the launch site. So for example, ClickBank actually lets you pay for advertising, which you can use to recruit affiliates. You could also do live industry events and trade shows. And then clickbank.com advertising, I mentioned that as well. It's a really good way to reach people. Live events and trade shows, I cannot underestimate that one enough. I felt bad, I just glazed over that. But I want to go back to that point. Live industry events, going out and meeting people, getting to know people in your market is absolutely essential to your long-term success online. So going out there and doing that is going to be phenomenal for you. So live industry events is big. Targeted Facebook campaigns, if you still can in your account, look for, some example keywords is look for people that like ClickBank, look for people that like affiliate marketing. Those are your potential audience that you could show a Facebook ad to and send them to your JV page. Whenever you're doing any kind of paid ads or Facebook ads especially, test your ads, make sure your photos are all different so that way you can have 4 different ads, and you might find one photo pulls 4 to 5 times different than another one. And so, really go out and just make it an effort to find those affiliates. It's building those relationships, going to the live events, communicating with people, serving them first, and then going out and just finding those affiliates. And it truly is a numbers game when it comes to recruiting affiliates. You might contact 100 people and maybe 4 or 5 people will say yes. So for every 20 people you're contacting, maybe one's going to say yes. So don't get discouraged. But if you get those 1 or 2 really good affiliates, you can have a really nice little info product launch that begins for you and then starts a steamroll effect of new affiliates joining you from the ClickBank marketplace or the JVZoo marketplace because they saw how well your offer was doing. So go out there, let's start recruiting our JV partners. Welcome back to Your First Info Product, and in this lesson number 14 we're going to discuss how to set up your product to sell on the platforms online so you can have affiliate tracking done so you can actually sell the product and make your sales. So we're going to talk about the shopping carts you can use, how you can make those sales, and how you can pay your affiliates at the same time, because that's very essential to the process of making money with info products. And then the final video that we'll cover is how step by step you go about recruiting affiliates to the platform that you choose. You want to choose the platform that you want to use to sell on. So you can go with ClickBank, and we'll talk about ClickBank. They've been in business for 17 years now. They process transactions in over 100 countries. They have a great customer support team in place, and they have a very strong affiliate marketplace. So they already have affiliates ready to go. They've been paying their affiliates on time and vendors for 17 years. And again, you can process transactions in over 100 different countries. And one of the best parts about ClickBank that not a lot of people know is that they have a whole service center, customer support team for you as well, where they can make phone calls for you. They pay affiliates on time, every time, and they are a great company to work with. And they also accept a variety of payment options. JVZoo is another very popular up and coming platform, been around for many years, and they have really established themselves in the marketplace. JVZoo offers instant PayPal commissions to your affiliates, which is highly attractive. The only drawback to JVZoo for the instant pay is that you must accept PayPal, but they do offer Stripe integration, so that means you could accept payments via credit card through Stripe or Authorize.net if you have that account. And they actually track and pay the affiliates automatically as well. And then PayPal is another platform. The one thing with PayPal, you can definitely use it to accept your payments, and you need PayPal to have JVZoo. But with PayPal, you cannot track, with PayPal alone, you cannot track your affiliates very easily. So you need to use ClickBank or JVZoo if you're going to have an affiliate, if you're going to reach affiliates. And I highly recommend you use ClickBank or JVZoo. There's other ways you can track affiliates, but you're going to end up having to do it in-house. It's going to get complicated for paying them out, and it's just a lot easier if you use something that's established like ClickBank or JVZoo for tracking affiliates. Plus, it's a low barrier to entry, very inexpensive for you to get started on those platforms and to start selling. And it's a great way to sell without affiliates, though, is PayPal. So if you have coaching programs or other services you want to offer, you could use PayPal for that. So ClickBank, again, this is what ClickBank looks like, clickbank.com. They've been around for a long time, so this is a processor that you could set up your account on. It's definitely one that I would highly recommend for you going into the digital product space, especially if you're doing a niche product launch that's outside of the internet marketing realm. Anything in the health, fitness, the diet space, the weight loss space, education space, supplements even, arts and entertainment, anything in those categories is going to be perfect, a fantastic fit for ClickBank. They do a tremendous amount of business. They've generated billions of dollars in sales online. They have 200 million customers worldwide. You simply cannot go wrong with ClickBank, and they are the leading provider of info products in the world. JVZoo is another tremendous platform. We did talk about them, and they are somebody that you can start to use with JVZoo to start setting up your affiliate program and start getting people to promote your product. And again, they work with other niche markets as well, not just internet marketing, and so you can get established with them also. And then PayPal is the other processor that you want to look at setting up, because you definitely want to have PayPal no matter what at somewhere in your business and in your funnel. PayPal is a great way to accept payments if you're not using it already. And if you are, that's great, but make sure you have PayPal set up and established if you are going to start using JVZoo. So you do need to have a payment processor in place, and so you need to decide who you're going to use for your product launch. 90% of the time, I would say go with ClickBank if it's going to be outside of the internet marketing space. If it is an internet marketing, a WordPress, a software related product related to marketing a business, JVZoo is going to be your ideal platform for that. So most of you're going to probably launch your product on ClickBank and start selling it that way. ClickBank also has a great joint venture feature, as does JVZoo. So that means if you have business partners that you partner up with to launch, that means you can pay them out automatically. It works seamlessly, really simple setup, and it works super smooth, and it's a great approach. So these are the platforms you can set up. So now in this step, it's time to decide what platform you want to use, whether it's ClickBank, JVZoo, or PayPal, but you need to choose one of them so we can start to recruit our affiliates in the next step. And most importantly, it's going to be either ClickBank or JVZoo if you're going to be recruiting affiliates, which is what I highly recommend if you want to maximize your earnings with info products.